Hello everyone, xHedra here, bringing you episode 42 of Forever Stranded, a mod pack by Gaming with Sheridan. So in the last episode, we crafted everything that we needed for the turbine engine, and we also completed two of the oldest quests that we've been hanging around, and we started looking into getting more Prismarine Shards to create the last plate. From my second playthrough, I know that we now have an issue, and I'm going to show you right here. This is empty, and the reason this is empty is that we have Ex Compressum sand. For whatever reason, in the last update, the recipe for compressed sand changed, and there's two of them. There's the compressed sand right here, compressed sand from Ex Compressum and compressed sand from Extra Utilities. And both of them can be sieved, but the problem is that they are not being managed the same way, both of them. So since I can sieve that one, I'm going to take out the filter. I'm going to take just one of these and I'm going to add the compressed sand from Ex Compressum to the filter, because I want to be able to continue getting my the sieving material for my Prismarine Shard. And this should be fed from this. Why is this also not working? Right click, entity, generate click, place on block, use item on block. No. Activate block with item. Sorry, that's how it has to be set. So we're going to power through this and try to get our Prismarine Shard. If you remember correctly, we need 32. So we have 3 now and none in here. Let's go back here and we'll see how many we have. So that makes 8. The second problem is here. Luckily, our system was started so long ago that it's primed with a lot of compressed gravel. And the compressed gravel from Extra Utility 2, when it breaks in here, and I'm going to try to grab it by clicking quickly, when it breaks in here, gives us the Extra Utility 2 compressed sand, which works in that to be broken down. So this part of the line didn't get broken. The part of the line that got broken is this one. And this is such a major break in the version that if I remove one stack, you'll see that it now compressed into Extra Utility 2 cobblestone, or else none of these systems would work anymore. Because if you look, you can't even decompress these. Like, these are dead material. I don't know what to do with them. The problem is that these all filled with the compressed cobblestone, this one even with gravel. So we need to have this refilled with the proper material to put into these. And if you remember, we had like quick started the system to be able to we had jump started the system. So I'm going to do kind of the same thing right now by taking 3 stacks of this, and I'm going to set one third stack in each of them to be able to reset them to what I want them to be creating. So I'm going to put this here, and this here. And now I'm going to empty all of this, and all of this I'm just going to get rid of in a corner and wait for it to despawn. So let's put it back here so that it's out of my way. So this is now cleaned, if we can say it that way. But it's now going to be producing the right resource. So our system is restarted. And the reason I discovered that is that before I upgraded to the current version, in my other playthrough, I started setting up a new system. Like I've talked in the last time, I'm not sure I'm approaching the dirt quest properly. I added a second pulverizer and all of these barrel. But if you still look at it, it's 3,000. And now it's no longer 100,000, it's 1 million. So this is not even 1%, it's 0.3%. So not getting close at all. But I have a solution for that. I think it's a better way, and I want to present it to you. So first of all, we need a mechanical user, like such. And we've crafted this already in the last episode to be able to feed the little sieving person in the auto sieve. So one mechanical user, and now we're going to create a block breaker oh no, I completely forgot. So in my other playthrough, I actually have all of the actually addition machine. So that's what I forgot and that we have to do now. We need to have the actually addition machine. Like this void crystal is created by coal into an atomic reconstructor. So this is basically how everything starts with this pack. You need the atomic reconstructor, and it's crafted like this, and the black quartz we get from sieving. And with the iron casing we can get this, and that gives us the atomic reconstructor. We're also going to craft a lever because the default setting for this thing is annoying. I don't know why it's set to always emit by default, and we're going to need a redstone torch to change the setting on it. So for this machine, I'm not sure 100% where I want to put it. I'm going to be leveraging the power from this reactor for the moment. So I'm going to use one of these. Do I still have energy conduit? I'm also out of energy conduit. So let's craft some more energy conduit. I've been crafting so little of everything to get the minimum to not waste time that now I'm starting to run out of resource. And I feel that I'm getting to a point where I'm going to need to do another time lapse just for resources. So I'm going to get some iron, 1 full stack, and I'm going to get some redstone, 1 full stack. And I'm going to craft some more of this, I don't remember what it's called, this conductive iron. And basically I'm going to want 4, so I'm just going to wait for it. This goes fairly quickly. 1, 2, well, while we're waiting, I'm going to craft an obsidian hoe. And the obsidian hoe is 8,000. Like, we're probably going to have to make an unbreakable one, but for the time being, for the setup we want to do, I'll be able to show it this way. I also want a clock, so let's go create a redstone clock like so. I want a repeater. This right here. Oh, I'm going to need to craft more of these. 1, 2. And give me my repeater. The repeater is important because we need to add a delay to our system. So mechanical user and hoe, redstone clock, and the redstone repeater. I'm going to get some redstone because I'm going to need some to put down, and I'm going to then need the rest of the machine, which needs the transformation from what's it called, from actually addition. And this is a mod that I found really interesting to discover and play with. The only issue that I have with it is how much power and steps there are. Like, it seems that at some point when I started playing modded Minecraft, all of the mods tried to compete with each other to make like the most overpowered useful thing. So that's what I wanted to show you. Redstone mode deactivation. See, it's working without me doing anything. So I'm going to use the redstone torch and right click on it to make it pulse, so that now we need to have a oh, that's a button I want, not a lever. So we need to have a button to turn it on when we want it on, which in my opinion is much better because you only use it when you want to. Although there are a lot of automation that requires you to have it on all the time, I prefer turning it on to all the time than having to turn it off all the time. So I'm going to put the button on it, and now I'm going to look into what we want to craft. So we want to craft the block breaker. And the block breaker, the auto breaker, sorry, is cobblestone, a void crystal, which is crafted, the void crystal is crafted from a coal, and we're going to want this basic coil, and the basic coil is made from a black quartz and these restonia crystal, 4 of them. And they're crafted with this, some redstone. And I'm also going to want the block placer, the auto placer, which uses the same coil, so I'm going to need 8 restonia crystal, and I'm going to need this palace crystal, which is made from lapis, if I remember correctly. So I'm really going to be making the minimum that I need for now, so that I can move forward again as fast as possible. So I'm going to grab one of these, and a lapis, one of these, and I have enough redstone. So because I know where I'm going with my steam reactor, I'm also going to put all of these in to start making more graphite, because I'm going to craft another big reactor to feed my steam turbine. So I'm just going to make 16 of these. So I'm going to put this down here, and a couple of the. Oh, I'm too close. Really? like this, and go. And that transformed everything, and depending on what you transform, it uses a certain amount of power. So now I have everything to craft my last two machine, and I think that the idea that I've had is going to be way faster and not dependent on some farm, so it can actually be set anywhere. So I'm going to go set it upstairs outside, out of the way. So I'm going to put all of this in my ME system, and I'm going to craft the last two machines that I need. Auto placer. I'm going to need to create the two basic coil first. The auto placer is the first one, and the auto breaker is the second one. And then I'm going to grab some dirt because I need to jump start the system. Dirt. Oh. Okay, that's not a lot of dirt, but I'll make do. And I'm going to need also a crafter. Now, I've been using this crafter from Ender.io because I love it, but I've watched some other person's video, and there's a mechanical crafter from Extra Utility that doesn't use any power at all. So why cause myself the problem of needing power if I can just create this and use it basically for free? Oh, I'm out of this, really? So I'm going to break another ender pearl, and I'm going to craft all of these 8, put it back in here, and I needed a crafting table, and now I should be able to craft this. And this basically is free. Not only is it free, it is really cool looking. I was surprised when I saw it. I also want some gravel, and I'm going to take 32 gravel. So now let's go on the other side of the ship outside, and I'll show you the setup, and I'll show you why I think it's the next best thing to craft dirt. So I'm going to need a setup around here to create gravel. But basically, you want to use the mechanical crafter, put gravel and dirt into it, and I'm going to turn it off. And the reason I'm going to turn it off is that I don't want it to break the gravel into these little gravel pile and to dirt. And that gives us coarse dirt. So I'm going to turn this on, and it's going to start crafting the coarse dirt. And then I'm going to break the floor right here, and I'm going to put a mechanical user right here, looking up. Oh, not this one, sorry. The mechanical user, looking up. And in the mechanical user, I'm going to use the obsidian O, and I'm going to set it to use item on block. Then I'm going to put a block breaker right here, and I'm going to put an auto placer right here. And again, I'm going to use a torch to say this one to work only on a pulse, and this one to always be working. So now I'm going to set this up so that I'm going to need some filter. I didn't create the filter yet, but since there isn't any there isn't any coarse dirt or gravel in it anymore, I can just set that up without a filter for now. So I'm going to go behind because I want to go in a row and add some more, and I'm going to turn this one off, and I'm going to set this one to insert and this one to extract, always active. So now this takes dirt and it places down. The obsidian O changes the coarse dirt first into dirt and then into farmland. And it doesn't matter as long as it becomes dirt, because now for the block placer, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to, how am I going to set this up again? I'm going to start from the other side, and I'm going to have to move it anyway. I just want to quickly show what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do this like that, and I'm out of redstone because I'm out of range. And yes, Jimmy Ashby, I know, Considious Gaming, both of you have told me I need to craft more wireless. I did 2 already. It's just that, again, I was hoping to get an Infinity Booster card and not need this, but I do need it. Okay, so we need to basically put a redstone signal into this breaker. And to put the redstone signal into the breaker, we want the dirt to have time to get placed, and hoed to become, the coarse dirt to get placed, and then hoed to become dirt. So we want to make sure that we have a small delay, and this redstone clock is way too fast. So we're going to put a redstone repeater, and we're going to put it at max delay. And then we're just going to put it down here. So it sends a signal and break it. Next dirt gets transformed, and so on. So now if I look into this, some of them will make it through as coarse dirt, but most of them will make it through as dirt. And what we're going to do is that we're going to pull both the dirt and the coarse dirt back into this. And I'm going to do it from the back, like so. I'm going to take it from here along this line and bring it back around into this. I'm going to disable that one right here, but I'm going to input into here. And what's going to happen is, since I'm inputting into here, it's going to bring more dirt. So more dirt with hopefully more gravel is going to make more coarse dirt, and so on and so on. So this is a system that's going to grow itself. But now if you see, I'm also putting the dirt in here because I didn't put a filter here. I need to make sure to put a filter so that we only pull the coarse dirt out of here. And so this system, I still have to figure out a point of extracting some of the dirt. I think that at the output here, what I'd like to try and do, I'm searching for a splitter, for a way to take one dirt into this and one dirt out. Since we're doubling the dirt, it means that one would come back to create more dirt, and the extra one would come out and come into a dirt farm. And this is fast, if fed with gravel fast enough. In my other playthrough, I've made this in a line where I've been able to grow it up to, I think, 8 or 9 long. The only problem I end up having is that this gunks up because it comes to a point where it has either too much gravel or too much dirt. So I have to figure out a way, like I said, of splitting it to make sure that some goes out of it. But I haven't seen in this mod pack yet a way of saying always keep just a stack of each in there. And I can't just like slide into it like you would usually see people do something like that to make sure that it reserves space. But the problem with that is the space that's being reserved wouldn't be, it wouldn't stay there very long because it gets either transformed, and the moment one hole's empty, then the next resource would take the place. So I'm still at the point of trying to figure it out, but that's my plan for making dirt faster. Because if you're looking now, we started with 32 dirts, and if I'm quickly looking at this, this is always at 63. So we put one down, we break it, and we bring it back. And so that's my way, and it's super fast. So that's my way that we're going to make more dirt. And I could quickly show you. I'm going to create a basic filter just to calm this down a little bit. Basic filters, let's search basic filter, and it's pretty easy to craft. So one upper and then the paper around it. And I'm going to grab some more gravel to not jumpstart the system because it's not ready to go yet, but just to be able to show you how well it's going. So now I have 3 stacks of gravel. So technically, this 3 stack of gravel should become 3 stack of dirt by the virtue of this transformation. So I'm going to put this in here, like so. And I'm going to grab one dirt quickly, and then I'm going to apply the filter right here. And in the filter, I'm going to say blacklist, because I don't want to extract the dirt, and I don't want to extract the gravel. And now I'm breaking the gravel. So no dirt, no gravel. And I'm just going to take all of the gravel out of here, and I'm going to put it back in here. So perfect. So now it's transforming into coarse dirt, and only the coarse dirt gets picked up. So already I'm at 11 coarse dirt. I'm going to put some more dirt in here, and it's just going to transform. And by the time we come back, so now we're going to go work on something else in our farm. And by the time we come back, this system will have stopped because all of the gravel will have gotten used to become dirt. So let's go back inside, and so that's my plan, like I was saying, for how we're going to make a ton of dirt, because we're just going to put it down in a line and get it as long as possible. The only potential problem that I'm seeing is that it seems to be creating some kind of lag, because when I get closer to it, it's slower. But at some point, if that's the only way that I'm able to get the resource, I'll just do that. I'll set up a long system, and I'll have it on or off with a redstone signal, and then I'll turn the system off or on at need, just to make sure that it doesn't kill my world while recording. During the time lapse, I don't mind so much. And you see that I put this in the floor, and the reason I put this into the floor is very simple. I'm going to need to be able to insert more hoe into it, although I'm guessing that I could put so many of them only in there that it wouldn't be a problem because they have 8,000 durability. The other thing I wanted to do is I want to put the other reactor and the turbine right here down this way, because, or more down that way, sorry, because up here is where I want to create my launch pad and my vehicle for space exploration. So I intend to break this all out and take it all out, but this is going to be a bit slow because reinforced obsidian is kind of hard to break, but that's also something that I will do during a time lapse. So let's go back here and look at how the system is coping with the modification that I've made. So see, this is not filling fast enough, and I'm getting to a point where I might run out. But I have a solution for that, and the reason it's not filling out is that the cobblestone generator that we're using is a low level one. So I'm just going to check quickly if I have everything. I have everything except the bucket of lava. So let me get a bucket of lava from here. At the same time, I'm going to put my two flint that I created in there. And I'm going to basically create a last tier level cobblestone generator. So the first tier is like this. The second tier is with iron. The third tier is with diamond. The fourth tier is with blaze rod, and the fifth tier is with the emeralds. So now this one's the fastest that we can get, and we're also going to craft a speed upgrade. So I didn't show this before, I haven't talked about this before, but basically what the speed upgrade does is it accelerates the speed at which material can be passed through the pipe or extracted from the pipe. Well, I mean from the item conduit. And this can be, I think it can be stacked up to a couple. So I'm going to put this right down here, and I'm just going to put an item conduit here and an item conduit here, and I'm going to put this one to insert, and I'm going to let this one to extract, always active, and I'm going to put the speed upgrade in there. And I'm also going to put this one to extract because I think that the node that we put in between isn't fast enough. So now see, I'm getting much more cobblestone faster. So if I let this go, see, this one's already at 64, this one's at 40, and this one's at 23. So I'm pretty sure that if I came back here in a couple of minutes, it would be completely full. And let me just take a quick look. And I have so many of these that I can, oh wow, we were talking about stacks. So let me grab a full stack, and let's go back outside and put this in the system upstairs. I'm already curious to see if it's almost done with creating all of the dirt that it can. So don't forget, we started with 32 dirt into that system. And I'm almost already out of gravel. And now I've put more gravel, and look at the coarse dirt. So this one is probably going to gunk up pretty soon. And then I'm going to want to make it one longer and expand it. And when I was talking about turning the system on or off, let me show you right now what I meant. My idea is to have this go like this. And this one is... it's always on, and I'm just missing again I'm going to take a lever, and I'm going to take a redstone, some redstone. So lever, I need some redstone, and I'm going to need a redstone torch. I don't have a redstone torch, so let's craft one. And so I can show you exactly. The reason I need the redstone torch, oh sorry, not here. The reason I need the redstone torch is to change the mode. So I'm going to change the mode of this to say that it requires a signal, okay? And then I'm going to put redstone down this way, and I'm going to put a lever here. So now it's off. So now technically, and I could even put a lever on this, or even better, I could do this like this, and then put the redstone this way. So, no, it's going to pulse because of this. So I have to find either another lever or something like that to turn this one off. But now when I want this system to go back on, I just flick the switch, and this is now, oh no, it's in mud pulse, so I need to put it in, oh okay, sorry. So it's off with a redstone signal, and then I put it on by turning off the redstone signal. So now it's going to start working again and going crazy. Oops. I can't change that one to a pulse. And see, now it's getting me sometime a coarse dirt, but most of the time it's going to get me a dirt, which is why it's important that things come back in here. And the moment I have two dirt, it makes a coarse dirt and throws them in here, and this is just filling up. So let's go continue with the other part. Let's check on our prismarine to see if we have enough prismarine to finish the crafting of our quest. So this is still not going through. What's the problem with this thing? I really don't understand. Let me take this out and let me look at this compressed sand and filter. Oh, I never put it in the filter. I thought that I clicked it in the filter and that's why it wasn't working. So let me put the filter again. Now the biggest problem is that because of this, we probably won't have all the prismarine that we need. And we only have 10 more. So because we're doing it this way, I'm going to have to remember once in a while to empty these resources because one, they're a good resource to have, and two, they might gunk up the system again. And it's funny because one of the a tip and trick that I got from Sowish was never turn on an automation before you've made sure that there's no overflow. Because if I was on a server, remember when I came downstairs here and there was resource all over the floor? Well, that's something that could kill a server technically. If you do that on a server and you leave it overnight because all of your machine are active overnight, then it's guaranteed that this would put so many items on the map loaded that it would just kill it with lag, because items on the grounds are not a good thing to have. So how many Prismarine Shards do I have now? 10 more, so I still need another 14 to be able to complete this. And this is getting accelerated as much as it can, so hopefully it's going to happen soon. But in the meantime, I want to look at the quest with you guys. And the dirt quest is now at 4,000, but it's really going to be something we're going to have to work on. And what I'm probably going to do is the next episode is potentially going to be a time lapse, just so that we can augment the new dirt farming mechanism and make sure that we get this one completed. Because like I said, until this one is completed, I cannot see the quantity for any of these. Although I say that, the one thing that I could start doing is like cobble. So let's set up something for cobble. I'm going to imagine that cobble is going to be 1,000,000 also. Hopefully it's not going to be more, but I'm going to assume that it's going to also be 1,000,000. And what I'm going to do about that is I'm going to start a highest level cobblestone generator quickly by taking this, and I'm going to go get water upstairs, sorry. And I'm going to craft a highest level, and I'm going to start feeding it into a drawer, because with the drawer you can get it up to a very big amount, maybe not 1,000,000, but with 5 emerald upgrade you can get it pretty high. So first level like this, and now I'm going to craft the second level. Again, I should probably have done 2 while I was doing them. That would have been faster and smarter, but I didn't really think about the fact that I could start working on this, because my guess was that we needed to see the quantity, but I already know it's going to be a very exaggerated quantity, so we might as well get started working on it. And we don't have the drawer that I want, so let's craft this drawer because it's the one that has the most size. And now I can just take this and put it anywhere. I'll just put it down here for the time being, and I'm going to stuck the drawer on top. And I don't know if this extracts the same way. And nope, so this doesn't extract. So that's not what we want to do. What we're going to do is we're going to need to put an item conduit and a speed upgrade. So let's go right back here and let's get a speed upgrade. Speed upgrade, where is it? Upgrade. I hate this kind of weird bug where you can't really go into JEI. So I'm going to need this, and I'm going to put the redstone torch in there, and I'm going to craft the next one, another speed upgrade. So now that I'm good, I'm going to take this and I'm going to set it a bit more out of the way. So I'm going to start doing it right here. So I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to put this drawer on top of it. so that I can make more if I want more. So I'm going to put this right here and the drawer on top here, and I'm going to put this one with a speed upgrade to extract, and I'm going to put this to insert. Oh, no, not this. To insert, and I'm going to fill it. So now this can hold 32 stacks, which is not enough item, but that's an easy problem to solve. If I look at upgrade again, I have 6 storage upgrade, and look at this, guys. This is going to be 416 stack, 832, 1248, 1664, 2080, and this is the max amount of upgrade. So let me look at it. 2080 stacks. So if I just quickly, I'm going to pause but keep you on the recording, and I'm going to start my calculator. And 2000, how many did we say? 2080 times 64 is basically 133,000. So technically, oh, I hit the wrong button. That was a real derp. Let's restart it, and you get to see. This is the world that we play together, the Let's Play Hardcore YT. This is the test world where I do stuff and testing, and that's my other one where I play when I'm relaxing or when I'm trying to figure things out and finish the quest. So let's finish loading this one, and sorry, it wouldn't be a good episode if there wasn't at least one derp during the episode. What I wanted to say is that since this can contain 133,000, I could have 7 of these in a row, which in total would bring to 1,000,000. And if it's 1,000,000, then I could craft more speed upgrade and just bring them right into a QSS. Well, I call them a QSS, but it's an OBSS, something Object Submission Station. So we could say that this quest is already ongoing, and this is the easiest one of them all. As for the sapling, if I remember correctly, I did put some emerald upgrade on this one. Yeah, see, and this one's already slowly accruing, but it's not going super fast, so I'm hoping that it's not gonna be 1,000,000 sapling, because that would take forever. And the next ones are sand and sandstone. So we do have sand for a couple, like 20, 30 level, and then we get sandstone at the bottom. So I'm really thinking about like a hardcore quarry of this world. And if I look at quarry, I did a search for it, and there's this quantum quarry, mine block from a hypothetical dimension. So I'm not sure that this is the one that we would want. And if I look into it, there doesn't seem to be a quarry option, but it might not be called a quarry. It might be called a miner or something like that. So I still haven't figured out. See this advanced miner? Maybe this is what we need to craft. So I'm going to do some research into industrial craft, because I'm thinking that for the sand and sandstone, we just extract it out of the ground somewhere. And then these, you already know my solution to these. They will be their own void ore miner. I'll have a void ore miner for lapis, one for diamond, one for gold, and one for iron. And if you remember at the start of this episode, I talked about changing this, because this is the focus. Like now it's still on the focus to give us more ardite, and already you see everything in there. We get 12 copper, because copper is one of the most common thing, but we have 12 ardite also. So here's what I can do. I can break this and take it in my inventory, and you can recraft it, okay? So you put it in your crafting and you transform it back into a clear lens. And I'm going to look up right now. What I'm afraid that I'm going to run out for my big reactor is yellorium. So if I look at yellorium, these block of yellorium I get from a green lens, and a green lens is made with cactus green. So to make sure that I start getting enough yellorium, I'm going to take this cactus green and this lens and make a green lens, and I'm going to go plop it right back in there, so that from now on this is going to get any kind of resource, but it's also going to be concentrating on yellorium. And it's important, because if you look at it right now, I'm not even getting yellorium. Like, it's so rare, but oh, already I have my first yellorite ore. So I'm going to empty all of this as much as I can, but I'm going to keep one yellorite ore. And the reason I'm going to keep one yellorite ore in there is that as long as there's one in there, there should be space to put some more. So I'm just going to throw all of this in, and this is part of the time lapse. I need to start processing these resources. It's just going to take a long while. And I'm not going to use the quadrupulation method for each of them. if I use the quadrupulation mechanism, I'm only going to use it for the thing that we really need. Like, no, that's not what I wanted to do. And I'm putting fire everywhere. I'm going to use it for the gold, the iron, and that's pretty much it. And I'm going to figure out the best way of getting lapis out of a lapis block. And we could take a quick look at this right now because it's part of things that I'm thinking about and I want to share with you, because if you guys have any idea, it would be nice knowing. So this lapis ore, you can put into a crusher to get 12, or furnace for 1, not that, a crusher here. What's this crusher? This is the crusher from Actually Edition. And then this crusher gives 9, the kiln gives 1, crafting nothing. So technically 8, 6, 12 from the pulverizer, so we could also use the pulverizer. 13 with tectonic petroleum. I have to look into that. I really have no clue what that is. But the Actually Edition crusher giving 12 is pretty good, because in Actually Edition, if I look at the crusher, I'm just going to search crusher. There are 2 types of crusher. There's this crusher and that crusher. And the double crusher basically is 2 crusher put together, and it lets you crush 2 at a time. So in case the void ore miner is bringing so many that it gunks up our system with 1 crusher, I would just need to craft a second one and make a double crusher. So we can get easily 12 lapis from that, and diamond now. So we also need diamond. Diamond we get from a cyan lance, and if we put in a crusher, ooh, we get 2 of diamond dust. This type of crusher gives 1, this type of crusher gives 2, so we might have to go into the immersive engineering crusher. At this moment it seems to be the best one. The sag mill is always 1 and 25% chance for the second one. Pulverizer is always 2. So again, in this case we would probably fall onto the pulverizer because we can upgrade it into a tectonic initiator. And this crusher gives diamond dust, but I don't know if there's no way of transforming the diamond dust back into anything. So for that one, we would absolutely need to get a pulverizer. And then for the gold and the iron, it's very simple. We would just have a smeltery cooking the gold and 1 cooking the iron and making ingots as fast as possible. So guys, this is it for today's episode. Unfortunately, well, before I sign off, I'm just going to check one last time on the Prismarine, just in case we're finally able to complete 1 quest. And there's 10. Oh, I think we can. If we can, this is awesome, because it's not 1, it's going to be 2 quests. No, okay, so we're still missing 4. So I'm going to call this episode here because I want a longer time lapse to be able to... What? No! Oh my god, when I came upstairs, I put fire... Wow. Okay, so this is a major episode, derp. I lost 3 of my fruit trees and my pig and what else? And my rabbits. So I did a little bit of barbecuing, which is not good. So I have a lot of derps to fix, and that stupid ore I never want to pick up again. So let's take just a quick look at this, and already see this has too much coarse dirt because this thing is full of coarse dirt. And as I'm telling you, this system has a chance of gunking with coarse dirt because the dirt will get in here, get transformed into coarse dirt until this can no longer fill. So we transformed 32 dirt with some gravel into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and let's call it almost 11 stack of dirt. I know it's coarse dirt, but we can say dirt. So I'm going to end this episode right now looking at this desolated, destroyed garden, and I'm just going to have to rebuild it better now that I have more dirt. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.